20 saddest places to be considered a regular, according to Reddit. Number 20. I'm an alcoholic. I would buy an $8.99 handle of vodka from Rite Aid every other day for years. Pretty much every cashier, day and night shift, knew me by name. I'm about a month or so sober, so cheers to that. Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows you're an alcoholic. Number 19. Abortion clinic. Damn. Oh, what up, Sheila? Number 18. Slot machines at 9:30 a.m. on a random Tuesday. What, he goes like every Tuesday? I used to attend a meeting at the casino at that time every week. We were working on construction of an addition. The slot floors would be full of miserable-looking, glassy-eyed pensioners feeding in money like crazy and avoiding interacting with anyone else. They'd still be there when we wrapped up a couple of hours later. Those poor old people. Number 17. Well, not a place exactly, but the suicide prevention lifeline. Oh no. Hey Mike, how are you today? Yeah, I don't know why I even bother asking. That goes on until one day the caller is not Mike, but his sister, inviting the staff to his funeral. Oh, you didn't need to fucking spice it up with that wiener of a fucking comment. Number 16. Damn, this is a long one. There's a stretch of road just outside of Salt Lake City, Utah, that's dotted with dozens of tile manufacturers and retailers. Midway down the road, there's a tiny bar that specializes in adult entertainment called Deuces Wild? Nigga, you mean Deuces. The typo is theirs. Oh, brilliant. The establishment has spelled the name wrong. Brilliant. Now, within the confines of that establishment, the entertainment is provided by a half-dozen middle-aged women who spend as much time as patrons as they do performers. What? There's no actual nudity involved either. Naughty bits remain covered by thongs and pasties, and the dancers' motions barely go beyond the bounds of modesty. Despite this unimpressive state of affairs, the bar is populated, and by their own description, those people who visit the place do so every day after work. They stare lustfully at the half-hearted gyrations of the strippers, make hopeful conversation with the ones who aren't working, and generally affect an air of forced enthusiasm atop melancholy desperation. I spent exactly an hour in this place, and I asked one of the other men what made the club so appealing to him. Nothing, he replied, but it's the only place where women will talk to me. Oh my God. Two of the other customers nodded their agreement. Oh no, Too Long Didn't Read, a nudity-free club that seems like it caters specifically to middle-aged virgins. Nigga, this sounds like something I'd include in a movie just to creep the audience out. This sounds like a fucking set piece that it's perfect to just make people uncomfortable. I was reading that like it was a fucking creepypasta. If I were to go into a strip club of this variety, I would feel like it's a front for some kind of operation in the back room, and I'd immediately flee. Because, man, that shit's borderline creepy. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Let's keep moving. Number 15. When I was a kid, we went to the local McDonald's so much that we got Christmas cards from them. Are you sure? My brain read that before my mouth hole caught up to it. And really? Anyway, we stopped going for a time, and when we showed back up, the manager asked us if everything was okay. How the hell did McDonald's end up with your Christmas fucking your address, homie? Like, oh wait, what if all McDonald's know our addresses because we all get flyers in the mail? Kyle, let's not talk about McDonald's flyers in the middle of this list. Number 14, the bar at Applebee's. Man, I hear a lot of shit about the bar at Applebee's, and having never been, I guess it must be the most depressing place in the world. So let that be, I guess, a tip to anybody who feels lonely and, depressed or is specifically desperate. Go to the bar at Applebee's. And I would imagine that apparently it's so depressing a place that you'd just be able to scoop up anybody that's there. If you're looking for a little loving, you long for the touch of another human being. God, Kyle, shut up. Ask Reddit? That's on here? That's rude. I'm on Ask Reddit occasionally, and I turn out pretty fine. Am I right, guys? Number whatever this is. A liquor store Seeing alcoholics and being unable to refuse them service must be straining. What? Just because you had a damn liquor... Oh, wait, you're a regular. I forgot what list this was already. And that's something jail. A terrible place to be considered a regular. Well, the way that jail is structured, you know, they intend for people to offend repeatedly. It's pretty fucked up. You guys should look into how the system, you know, does not really focus on rehabilitation so much as just making money off the heads of the motherfuckers in there. Kind of like if you were a bitch that got pregnant, right, and you have a kid, and this one kid is going to give you a certain amount of money from the government, and then you have like 50 kids, and then you get like 50 times that amount of money. If you decide you're only going to spend a certain amount of money on these kids, then you're getting a shitload of money each. Let's not get into it. Cash and Go, a check cashing place? Why? Not sure who uses these, but they're everywhere. People who are, you know, unfortunate enough to not be able to establish shit at a bank. What are the comments here from Sean Wayans' book? You might be ghetto if your bank is a check cashing place. Funnily enough, a check cashing place gave me a better rate than Bank of America for cashing a Bank of America check. That's fucking crazy, you know what I mean? Paying to cash your own fucking money. Go to a federal credit union and open an account. You shouldn't have to pay money to receive your money. Well, that's the bottom line. But that's not the country we live in, apparently. I'm a regular at my local Magic the Gathering store. Now this is what I'm talking about. I can't think of worse, but it's getting up there. Nigga, honestly, if you have an interest and you do a thing that's relative to that interest, everybody else can suck a fuck, man. If you're not hurting anybody specifically, people need to grow the fuck up. Yeah, shit people do is weird. Yeah, it's funny to talk about and put them on blast for. But as long as they're not in a movie theater shooting the fucking place up and going crazy, you know what I mean? Trying to get that high score, baby. I've seen a sign at the Magic the Gathering shop that says, you will be asked to leave if your personal hygiene is lacking. Lacking. You better put on the deodorant if you're gonna be playing card games. Sorry. That was a really dumb song too. I'm turning into like Bruce Green over here. Does anybody in the comment section know who Bruce Green is? Let's stop, Kyle. Fucking read these. For me, it's any sort of buffet. I've seen people and families that stuff their faces several times a week and don't even seem to care that they're consuming thousands and thousands of calories. Won't anyone please think of the calories? You know what I mean? Get that picture of that bitch from The Simpsons. God damn. Honestly, I go to a buffet about once a year. I exercise regularly and I'm pretty lean. But if I'm there, I'm not taking prisoners. Okay. I work in a sex shop, and we have two kinds of regulars. Some are extremely active sexually, and are constantly restocking on pills, lube, and other consumables, as well as looking for new things, toys, BDSM gear, slutty clothing to experiment with. Some are just the opposite. People, usually men, who are clearly not very successful romantically, and often lonely in general. Some hang about for hours, ask inappropriate questions of the staff, and generally act creepy. Others make animated conversations and can actually be quite fun to talk to, but all of them give off the distinct vibe of chatting up the sales girl at a sex shop is the closest I'll ever get to getting laid without paying for it. And it is, as you might imagine, deeply sad. Oh, Miss Valentina, let me take the opportunity to dive into your user fucking... What the hell is this noise going on outside? I hope that didn't make the recording, but even if it didn't, me going, what the hell is this noise going on outside, made the damn recording. And look, if I edited these, it'd take me 3 fucking hours to do it because of shit like this going on. So we gotta fucking do it live. I'd say browsing this deep into this comment section would show... Oh god, my brain. Let me put these glasses on. I'd say, browsing this deep into the comment section, you should have moved on to the next post by now. Nigga, suck my balls. Who the fuck are you telling me what to do? Hey, fuck you, buddy. I love it. That's my favorite. I like this guy. We're getting live upvotes in a thread from Kyle tonight. Wait a minute now. The strip club? Yeah, we kind of had that one before. I think one of the saddest places on earth, and therefore one of the saddest places to be a regular, is temporary storage. Oh no. Like if you're forced to live there, you know? It's where you keep all the stuff that's not fit for your regular home, or where you keep all your stuff when you're in between homes. My mom and dad had to move in with my grandma when I was 17. And we didn't have room for all our stuff in grandma's house, so we were regulars at the temporary storage for a few months. And yeah, most of the other people we saw looked about as happy as us. Random furniture stacked at odd angles behind boxes and shitty fluorescent lighting. You have to move it all around to find what you're looking for, and you leave remembering where the furniture used to be. Oh, that's sad. That's the saddest one in here, man. Come on, ride the train. It's the feel train. A crack house. You know, that's a terrible place to be a regular, but when you're at the crack house, it ain't about who you remember, and it's about a crack, baby. Woo! The crack house. The crack house tonight. Funeral parlor to be a regular. This guy's got jokes. What's the comments on this one? The comedy. I don't know. Looks like a popular place to me. People are always dying to get in. Really? People are always dying to get in. I hear they have some killer parties. It's all in the execution. It's a tough job. Their clientele are a bunch of stiffs. I'd like to get off Mr. Terrible Jokes wild ride right now. Here's the 20th one. I remember because it was stupid and long. Not stupid, I didn't read it. But, because it's long, it's stupid. Kyle, read the fucking thing. And I don't think people could sleep to this one. I'm probably going to read another one after this because I feel like I was too animated this one, as opposed to just talking like this so people could close their eyes and I'll kiss them. Sorry. Finish. There was one guy I knew whose habits seemed sad on the face of it. No doubt people made fun of him behind his back every day, but in 2 weeks I spent with him, I developed a lot of respect for him. He was your typical neckbeard type, probably a Redditor himself, fat, questionable hygiene, gaming t-shirts, etc. I'd say he was borderline autistic, judging by the way he spoke. I had lunch with him and we had McDonald's. He paid for it completely with Monopoly tokens he found on the boss. Apparently, you are almost guaranteed to find at least one every time you use the bus. He bought 2 large meals. Afterwards, we walked across the McDonald's and he bought a box of 20 cookies. He said, I always get my box of cookies after my McDonald's. Oh no, this guy was a regular at this. It was amazing he wasn't fatter than he was. I was allowed 1 cookie. Are you serious? And that was literally only because I was with him at the time. He made it quite clear. Nigga, what? You develop respect for this guy? We also made a stop at Game, the European GameStop. Y'all niggas better be in the UK. And he checked out the deals and bought something for a discounted price. He did it again the next day, as he was showing me his save file of Pokemon where he had caught them all and had a living Pokedex. It suddenly dawned on me that I was talking to a guy who had his life completely figured out. This guy got shit done. Nigga, who are you, a fort? He made no apologies for his lifestyle. His routine was owned to perfection. Compared to me, who worried so much about what others thought of me, well, yeah, that makes you a fuckboy. You don't even need these lessons up on this tag. Oh, God. Who obsessed over what I should be doing rather than what I want to be doing. Who is constantly complaining about what I didn't have rather than all of the great things that I do have. This guy, despite all the hallmarks of a beta, was alpha as fuck. Alpha in the regard that, yeah, he doesn't give a fuck. And that's the bottom line. That's step 1 in reaching oh man. But, that lifestyle is not something to be proud of. The 20 cookies, hopefully that's embellishment. That's scary as hell. I still have a photo of him with the rest of our group leaning against the wall in a pose that just screamed, I don't give a fuck. And you don't post the fucking, where are the comments? Load the comments. How do you not post a picture? That's how autism works. The guy you met might be on the spectrum, but I'm not saying he definitely is. He displays some aspects of autism. Everything is extremely procedural. There's a routine for everything. Everything must follow a strict schedule, and if the schedule is changed, it messes them up a lot. People with autism quickly learn routines, are naturally motivated to repeat them. If the steps in a routine are presented with a clear beginning and end, the total routine is often learned quickly. Since people with autism are naturally motivated to repeat routines, this fucking description is driving me up a wall and it is boring. I hope you enjoyed this this one, but again, I was way too animated and probably should have kept my voice down to help the people who are trying to go to sleep. You know what I'm going to do next? I'm going to do the Ask a Rapist one. So go look for that video by the time that you probably get around to listening to this shit, because, you know, it'll probably be up, unless you're listening to this as I posted it. What are you, some kind of like super subscriber? You don't have like things to do other than making it to the end of another Kyle shit post? I'd apologize, but I do this because I love you, you know what I mean? So I mean, it's the thought that counts or something. Here come that boy. Oh shit, what up?